Hello and welcome back, my friends. If there's one thing that I'm extremely passionate about when it comes to gardening, it's low-cost growing solutions. It's my opinion that one of the most prohibitive aspects of gardening for many folks is going to be the upstart costs. I know I started from scratch here on this project, and at times I struggled just like everyone else, and I wondered how it was that I was going to continue creating this abundant food forest in my backyard. And as gardeners, we really need to get creative at times to keep things moving in the right direction, which falls in perfect alignment with gardening anyway, as the garden is a big piece of artwork. If you're starting from scratch, your yard is going to be like a blank canvas, and it's up to you to design your perfect little edible paradise. With that being said, I want to share with you a very low-cost way that you could get growing right now using these tarp bags that are made by IKEA. All right, so I got a pack of 10 of these online for $22, so that's $2.20 a bag. These bags are huge. And these bags here are made out of a tarp material, and in just a couple seconds, you can turn this into a raised bed garden, a grow bag, whatever you want to call it. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to add some drainage holes in here, and a wonderful way to accomplish that is to use a little soldering iron, and we'll just poke 6 little holes in here. And I like this technique for making the holes because you're melting the material, which is going to prevent fraying down the line. And these bags will hold around 4 cubic feet of soil. And just like that, you've got yourself a raised garden bed, $2.20 minus whatever soil you put in there. Really can't beat that. Now the thing about this material, as well as some of the other cheaper materials that you can utilize to grow a raised bed, is they're not UV stabilized. So if you put something like that out into the full sun throughout the summer months, it's going to break down very quick. But there's a solution for that. So here we've got another IKEA bag bed that I surrounded with cardboard. Now the cardboard is going to protect that material from sun exposure and give it a much longer lifespan. So for no added cost, you could surround your bag with a little bit of cardboard and be off to the races. Now you'll notice we've got this burlap material showing up here. There's the IKEA bag underneath. That's because I wanted to share with you a second option. And I think this looks absolutely wonderful. I simply put some burlap material around the outside of the bag, and I connected it with a couple zip ties. Zip ties will just poke right through this material, so you can tie it off. You can fold it over the edge to get rid of that blue tarp look, not the most natural look for a garden setting. Now we've turned that bag into something that looks quite beautiful in the garden, very natural, and for a very low added cost. Now you can buy this burlap material in bulk. That's what I decided to do because I'm going to be using it for many different gardening projects. This material can be used to protect your plants from frost, freezing weather. It can be used as a shade cloth. You could even use just this material alone. Put some soil in the middle, make a ball shape out of it, tie it off at the top, use a bit of twine, what have you, and once again, you could be growing for very low cost. My only concern with that would be the soil drying out a bit too quick. But if you were shipping plants with root balls, that would be another option. And here's another example of how I use some of that burlap around this raised bed that I made out of a weed block material. That weed block is meant to be placed under a mulching material for longevity. So by surrounding it with an outer layer, it's going to increase its lifespan tremendously. Plus, it looks very nice in my opinion. And once again, this material easily attaches just using a bit of zip tie. I've got some chicken wire fence under there, and then the liner, which is the weed block. So you could zip tie as many as you need across here, make it streamlined. As you can see here, I wasn't kidding when I said I'd purchase this in bulk. This is also commonly used to create privacy screens in the yard or other decorative purposes. And alternatively, if you want to save a bunch of money when filling your bag with soil, you're going to want to do something I've shared with you in previous videos, and that is essentially we're going to create what's known as a Hugo pot. What that means is before we put soil in, we're going to add to the first half of this bag things like branches, logs, wood chips, leaves, grass clippings, what have you. Anything to take up some of that space. And what this is going to do is greatly decrease the amount of soil that you need, which is extremely beneficial, especially if you're having to buy soil. Quick tip for you, if you're able to get your hands on some logs, chunks of wood like this, you can get them when they're fresh and set them around your garden in different places of the yard. And over time, as it dries and breaks down, it's going to create lots of cracks and porous little inlets for water to seep into the material. So this wood is going to act as a sponge, soaking in water, winter rains, and then dispersing that back into the soil mixture throughout the summer months, which will reduce the amount of water you need to keep your plants growing. And although you can still use the fresh wood and occupy that space, you're going to have better results if you use 1, 2, or 3-year-old wood. Here I've got some comfrey. Comfrey is a cut and come again crop, and because we're here in the winter, the plant has died back quite a bit. In the summer it looks quite beautiful, but this is a biodynamic accumulator. It has a deep taproot that goes deep down into the soil and mines up minerals and nutrients that other plants can't reach, and it ends up in the leaves of the plant. So when you use this as a mulch material or to fill a raised bed, you're actually adding in quite a bit of nutrients. We'll get a good mix of materials in here, like we're putting the ingredients together for a cake. I'm going to take a bite out of some of these composted wood chips I got breaking down over here. There's already stuff trying to grow in here. And we'll add some leaves in there. So now much less soil is required to start growing in this bag. And once we do add our soil, it is going to press down on this material a bit and bring it down. And there you have it, as low cost as you can get. So there you have it, my friends, a quick and easy, low cost way to start growing today. If you got something out of today's video, I sure would appreciate it if you smash that thumb button for me. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day, and I'm always giving you updates on all the different things growing on around here. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have yourself a good one. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care, I'll be talking to you again soon.